Here we go. I don't understand how everyone in college football is so confident in DJ Lagway while also being questionable on Julian Sayin. Sayin was rated equally as high, much better surroundings, better weapons, better coaching. Ari, it is true. DJ Lagway and Julian Sayin were both very highly rated quarterbacks in the class of 2024. The difference is Julian Sayin was behind Will Howard all last year and is now getting the chance to win the starting job. DJ Lagway was probably the best quarterback on the roster the entire time, but Graham Mertz was starting initially. He tore up his knee against Tennessee, and DJ Lagway was forced into the starting job. So we now have a better idea of who DJ Lagway is. But I will ask you this, and I'm probably the guiltiest person of anyone on this front. So I'll just ask it of you about me. Am I allowing what Lagway did against LSU and Ole Miss to do too much lifting? Should I be more skeptical?
So I appreciate the spirit of the question. And I think there's a very high likelihood that Julian Sayin will be a very good, productive quarterback, if not a great one. My belief, and I believe that your belief in DJ Lagway extends past his recruiting profile and situation and into the fact that he's a freak and that we've been able to see it with our eyes.
Like that, and I've seen it. I've seen it against good teams at the end of a season.
So I think that the thing that is interesting, and I find that this question also reminds me, Andy, of the run-ins that I had with people about Arch Manning a month ago, of your blind belief in situation, coaching, recruiting rankings, and measurables, and your actual what you've seen, what's tangible, and what you know about a person as a college football player. There's a divide there. And the reason why DJ Lagway has been the number one quarterback on my lists than Arch Manning, people were mad that Arch Manning was in the top 10 at all, let alone, DJ Lagway is number one because I watched him play and I know for a fact that the man is a freak of nature. I know that. So it's not that have you seen the Family Guy cutaway where he is, getting scanned by somebody and they're like, you can have this boat or you can have this mystery box and you can have anything in the, and he goes, I want the box. He goes, anything could be in this box. It could even be a boat. And he goes, box. And it was just like a $15 gift card to a nail salon in there. It's that what are you going to pick here? Are you picking the mystery box or are you picking the boat? DJ Lagway is the boat here. So I'm just going to pick the boat.
So I know you're using a Family Guy reference. So you're basically calling Julian Sayin Schrodinger's quarterback. We don't know. We don't know if he's going to be good or not till we see him.
I think that the Vegas odds of him being a very good quarterback are really stacked in that favor. I think that Julian Sayin will likely be a very good quarterback, if not maybe a Heisman finalist. It happens all the time at Ohio State because of the coaching, because of who they recruit and how good they are when they come in and who they're throwing to. There's no question about it. But also too, when you're ranking quarterbacks, a lot of my Arch Manning ranking was blind faith because of Ryan Wingo and those guys. And maybe it's making me feel like I underranked Julian Sayin, which is probably,
I was going to say, Jeremiah Smith should provide the most blind faith of anybody in the world. And I think that's why I like Ty's question so much.
But I also think too, though, that maybe the question should be phrased, I don't think that DJ Lagway should be a part of the question. I think it should be, are we not talking enough about Julian Sayin? Because I think I'm willing to have that conversation. But if you're asking me or to explain, because he said, I don't understand how everyone in college football is so confident in DJ Lagway, it's because everybody in college football has eyes. The guy is going to be he's just a physical freak that has a beautiful arm and has produced in big games against big time SEC opponents. Now, the one thing that scares the shit out of me when it comes to DJ Lagway is his injury history. The man has been beaten up quite a bit. And I don't know if that's a result of just bad luck or bad offensive line play, but their offensive line was pretty good. I don't know. I just don't want him to get hurt again because that's the one thing that can derail somebody this talented. I think that DJ.
Well, Lagway he missed 3 months of throwing this spring.
Yeah.
But he's on a shoulder injury that dated back to last year.
But I feel like he's already unequivocally proven that when healthy, he has it. I don't know that there's much debate. Are there people out there are people out there why is DJ Lagway getting so much pub? And I think
if you didn't watch those 2 games all the way through, or you didn't watch him before he got hurt against Georgia, maybe you don't understand. But if you watch him, you'll understand.
there are a lot of people who do form opinions without watching as much football as we do. Like, we watch all the games. Like, I'm watching everything. I just don't go watch his highlights if you want. I don't know what to tell you, but like, my belief system has always been this. A great player, 9 times out of 10, the truly special, great, one-of-a-kind type players reveal themselves very early.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that you got that with Jeremiah Smith. You obviously got that with Ryan Williams. You get that a lot with really great players. Trevor Lawrence won a national title his freshman year. The great players actually do it. I think that DJ Lagway has
Joe Burrow Joe Burrow and Jaden Daniels are kind of the exceptions to the rule. Like, usually when somebody's that good, you know it immediately. Now, you just brought up a name, though, of guys who showed their greatness immediately. That ties into Julian Sayin. Jeremiah Smith, undoubtedly the best receiver in college football, maybe the best receiver in college football in a long, long time. Like, the only name I actually hear him compared to that even makes sense is Larry Fitzgerald. And it's pretty lofty, but I don't feel like it's overblown. I think Jeremiah Smith is potentially better than Larry Fitzgerald in college.
Here's my straight-faced expectation for Jeremiah Smith. I believe that when his NFL career is over with, he will be the greatest receiver to have ever played. Like, that's where I'm at with him. So, like, I don't know, like, what you like. I mean, I know Calvin Johnson.
I think being better than Calvin Johnson and Jerry Rice, there's a long way to go for that.
Yeah,
but he has all the tools. He has all the tools.
My expectation, based on what I know about him and his physical measurables and his production so far, is that he should do that. Like, that's what I think of him. So,
but Julian Sayin gets to throw to that guy. How much does the fact that Julian Sayin gets to throw to that guy weigh into this? I think it should weigh a lot. And I think Ty makes a great point there, that he gets to throw to not just Jeremiah Smith, but also Cornell Tate, also Max Klare, who we mentioned the other day, coming from Purdue as a tight end.
Brandon Innes, they've got a lot of really good players.
Julian Sayin's really set up to succeed here.
Can I make one final point, though, about this?
Oh, yeah, sure.
I've actually been thinking about this. Has Ohio State named a starting job yet? A starting quarterback yet?
No, theoretically, it could not be Julian Sayin. Okay. It could be Lincoln Keenholz. So, here's
the deal. Like, it's going to be Julian Sayin. Okay, I've been around enough of these fake battles to know when it's a fake one and when it's a real one. There was a real one I covered. It was JT Barrett and Cardale Jones. That was a real one, and it turned out to be an absolute dumpster fire. But this is a fake one. Okay, and it will be Julian Sayin at the end of the road. But my question to you is that if you believe that this is a real one, because a lot of people do, people go into these seasons, but some people do. People listening to the show might call me an idiot for thinking that. Is that if the coach of Ohio State isn't confident enough in what he has in Julian Sayin to name him the starter on May 29th, the day that we're recording this, then what is it that you're expecting us to do when we are comparing him directly to a quarterback who's already shown physical freak nature ability while also being the starting quarterback and having played his true freshman year? Like, I think that there's a big distinction between those two things. So until the coach comes out, the person who sees him every day and evaluates him and says, this is our guy, then what do you want from us? Like, that's the thing for me.
That's true. But I mean, I understand the politics that Ryan Day is dealing with and the dynamics of the transfer portal, and you want to make sure everybody stays, and you want to make sure you have a backup. Yeah.
He's dealing with politics, but like, that's the thing is, like, you know, if you think that Julian Sayin should be held in the same regard as DJ Lagway, then tell your coach. Like, it's nothing to do with me. He's not even the starter yet.
And it will be fascinating to watch because it's funny because in a lot of places you could say, oh, the better weapons argument. Are you sure about that? Are you sure that Dallas Wilson's not going to be? No. We're sure Jeremiah Smith's a better weapon than everybody else has. So we're sure about that.
Like, Ohio State is definitively the best, most equipped offense in terms of personnel this year and skill talent, right? Like, there's no debate about that.
Yeah.
So I'm not there of like, oh, well, we'll see how that goes.
I am excited to see DJ Lagway throwing to Dallas Wilson, J. Michael Sturdivant, Eugene Wilson. Like, I am excited about that.
Without them. Like, now it's like,
yeah, he did it. He did it with Kamir DK and Elijah Badger, who were good, and like DK got drafted probably a little higher than I thought he would. But the question is, like, if you know, is Dallas Wilson the kind of freak who blows up the way Jeremiah Smith and Ryan Williams did last year as true freshmen, or is he more like a Cam Coleman where it's a little bit slower, or Ryan Wingo where it's a little bit slower burn
Cam
and
Coleman
then
had,
maybe the
8
sophomore.
touchdowns last year. Let's hope for Cam Coleman.
Cam Coleman would, yeah, but I think you would argue that Cam Coleman into the season very different than Cam Coleman beginning of the season. Ryan Williams and Jeremiah Smith were good.
No, I just mean like
start to finish.
if they can add Cam Coleman to their repertoire, they'd be.
Oh yeah, they'd be in good shape. Yeah, they would be in good shape. So I'm excited about this because I think the quarterback arguments in a year after one where we didn't really have a dominant quarterback, like again, I am glad Travis Hunter won the Heisman because I think it was great to recognize something that we're probably never going to see again. But if there'd been a dominant quarterback, that quarterback would have won the Heisman. This is about to be a year where there's going to be a bunch of dominant quarterbacks, and it's going to be so much fun to watch.
I'm with you. I'm excited about it. But I think it's a good question, but I think you're also asking it wrong. Just why
hasn't Ryan Day said this is the guy if he's that?
Why isn't Julian Sayin getting as much pub as DJ Lagway? I think it's very evident why.
But I'll give Ryan Day some grace on that because again,
I'm not coming down on Ryan Day. I'm shielding us. It's like, I'm just saying they're going to have their process.
Oh, it's okay. People can call us idiots. It's fine.
No. The question is, why are we not talking about Julian Sayin as much? And the answer is we haven't seen him and he isn't the starter yet.
Yeah. It's the same. I don't feel like we're talking about Bryce Underwood all that much either, even though we're pretty sure he's going to be the starter because I don't know that Mikey Keene's going to be ready for the start of the season. So like there's a few guys who are going to be first-year starters. We just had the long conversation about Alabama and the quarterback situation on Wednesday's show, and we don't know who that's going to be. Is it going to be Ty Simpson? Is it going to be Keelan Russell? Is it going to be Ty Simpson who then gives way to Keelan Russell? Like, we don't know. And that's the part of this where we can think we know, but until they tell us, like, Notre Dame, CJ Carr versus Kenny Minchie right now. We know that Steve Angeli left, but they didn't. Like Marcus Freeman didn't suddenly name a starter all of a sudden.
Yeah. And also too, I'm a sucker for just pure bona fide measurables. And like DJ Lagway can like curl a car with his forearm if he wanted to, I think. So that helps.
Yeah, he's a big dude. So and all of this is going to be fun. That's the best part of this is people can argue, and I love the my QB is better than your QB argument. And when the QBs are all very good, I think we're about to see a year of a bunch of very good QBs. And after a year of not a lot, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So
with you.